Alright, today I don't do this very often, but I wanted to share with you my Bowman binder. I haven't done this in a very, very long time, because newer viewers probably don't know much about it. You have to excuse my binder here. It's got this kind of weird lining here, and also I just used some alcohol cleaner to clean the dust off the binder, so still a little wet in places there, but the pages didn't get anything issued. But I want to focus basically on the autographs that I've gotten. And I think I'll be picking up a few more. This Jason Fraser here is one that I got, TTM, I believe, is what that was there. And this is Stephen Beckler, I believe. I don't know how I got that one. I can't remember how I got everyone, because a lot of them were purchased. There's a Tim Lincecum there, but this is not a Bowman card there. That's a Topps card. So you're like, what is that doing in there? Well, there's a few that just got in here because this is, I think, originally started out as my Prospects binder, but so many of them were Bowmans that I just kept them in here. And this is like a set that I started. You know, Kevin Ory was one that I got TTM years ago. And most of these, Todd Dunn might have been TTM, but I just can't remember there. Again, a lot of these prospects have not signed or ever have signed. Brett Caradonna, again, some of these people haven't signed for a long time, and I'm pretty sure that most of these should be legit because the people I bought them from did IP. So hopefully, and then there's one of the Bowmans there again. I don't like to film this way, but, and we'll not focus on, there's a Corey Erickson right there. And Adam Johnson again. Unfortunately, see, like ones like this one here are signed on his jersey there. So some of these are signed in some of the best spots and some of the worst spots here. And just have a random assortment of them. And I believe this Kevin Slow, he was given to me by somebody on YouTube, so that's kind of a fun one there. There's a Dennis Tankersley. I didn't realize that I would get him back, and otherwise I might have sent him that card for request as well. Again, I need to get back to my Star Tiger and Sports Card Forum, get those. There's a Chance Adams, and I believe that was TTM. I believe that's what that was. One of the newer cards, I guess, in the binder. And there's Cameron Seitzer and other names that people that should have probably done something but haven't. There's a Colby Allard, and I don't remember how exactly I got that one. I just couldn't tell you that one. The Taylor Trammell is one that I think I got TTM there. I just picked out a card on eBay, and these newer ones here are just in here because, you know, sometimes I get a bunch of them, and I said, you know what, maybe I'll work on the set. There's the Henry Owens I just got. It's not autographed, but a lot of people think that is an autograph, and so you have to watch out for those. I don't have very many of that set in there, and I couldn't find my binder, so I just squeezed both of those in there. And some older ones in here, very, very older ones here. Those might be even from the Raphael Furcal. I think that those might even be from the 90s. And then we start getting into stuff where it's very confusing because these are the Bowman Prospects set. It's quite warm in here, so I'll have to kind of make this video a little shorter here. But there are, excuse me, the weather is pretty bad out there, so it's affecting my voice. These here are essentially, well, there's multiple sets because they have different numbering and stuff. Because this one is card number 175. Again, you probably won't be able to see that. Other camera would deal with that. But then some of them say BDP and BCP and all that fun stuff there. And I want to say for this set here, I about have 40 autographs. Some of them were TTM, but not very many of them. Most of them were actually purchased. And, you know, again, with all the autographs, so very, very varying and different. And, you know, again, I'm pretty sure that the same person didn't sign those. So I'm pretty sure they're all legit from what I can assess from other people selling these similar cards here. And the guy has multiple, so sometimes you can pick up one if you miss it and then pick it up again. But there's unfortunately a lot of empty cards here, which I don't like to do because that gets me confused thinking I have that one. And those are just ones I picked up from the... Now see, Cole Tucker is one of the only black signatures that I have because I got him to sign that. I don't know where people end up, you know, but it was just kind of neat, and he had just hit his first home run or something like that in a game that I was watching, and I thought that was really cool on TV, obviously. Hutton Moyer, I don't know if he's related to J.E. Moyer, but a lot of people that in here that are related to other ball players. I'm trying to think of any names here. There aren't any big names. There's Jared Foster. Who else do we have here? Shoot, I couldn't tell you these names. There are silver on these, you know. Jose De Leon is not signed. Not to be confused with the other Jose De Leon. And there's an empty spot there. And a lot of these are pitchers, though. I mean, I have a lot of pictures in here which are... But what's interesting is a lot of these people are from outside of the United States. Like they're from Canada or from, you know, and it saves a lot of money on shipping and trying to get some of these guys that are falling back into obscurity here. And I've had to kind of double back some of these cards because I've run out of pages again here. Some of them I just like because of the pose of the image, or the autographs are really nice. You know, Isaiah White, I believe that's who that is, essentially has a really good signature. Again, there we go, that's a little bit better there. But some of these people, there's another good signature right there, but some of them are just like blah, you know, just a couple of loops. You know, so this is before a lot of their signatures have gotten ruined. There's another Henry Owens again. He's got over 1,000 cards. I mentioned that a lot. And there's the Clevengers I just threw in there because I didn't have any room there. So on and so forth. There's the Kyle Schwarber. That would be an expensive one to get, if I could even get that one. There's another Kobe Stewart. Or Chris Bryant. Yeah, see, that would be one I can't get. The Chris Bryant and the Kyle Schwarber. That would be very expensive. So you have to kind of weigh what you want to do, and again, I had to get those authenticated probably. But you know, a lot of people like these, you know, Phillies like Will Morris. I don't know what he did, cup of coffee, all that fun stuff there. There's a J.P. Crawford, and I don't remember how exactly I got that one. That was a sleeper there, I think. I think I got that for like $2, $3, $4. This one here says Go Nats, and it had somebody's name on there, but I was able to, again, these are semi-gloss cards, so it will bleed, a Sharpie will bleed, and so I was able to remove the person's name on there well enough to my satisfaction there. I don't like to have that on some of these cards when I'm set building. It's just kind of weird. To David or something like that. And then there's a bunch of other ones here. Jacob Wilson. Who else do we have here? Again, most of these names you will not even know of. Justin Nicolino. Can't read that one there because it's signed over it. Jesus Galindo. Again, that might be... And that's kind of a fun one there because it's a special edition card. It's some sort of parallel here. Same thing with the American flag one there. Those are fun to have. And I like to collect those too. And the numbering I think is the same, so kind of a frustrating, you know, you need to have if you're building a set there. But I like to get a bunch from the same set, and that gets me. And this one here, of course, is this guy always signed. Todd Moser always signed right in that area. He didn't sign here. He signed right in there. So it's very affordable autograph. And again, some of these are affordable because people signed poorly. Boof Bonser there. I don't remember if he's still a good signer. And there was a really good one here. Heath Quinn, that just looked like a cool one where he's running and doing something. And the thing I like about these Bowman cards is they're all featured most of the time in a MLB uniform. So I think that's really neat. Again, unfortunately the glare is just going to be just evil here. And there was a really cool one signed in gold. These are the exact same card, but there's two different varieties. There's like a ghosting right there for the autograph, and there isn't there. One of these was given me directly from the family of the athlete, so I think that's really cool. I'll see if I can find that gold. There's a Devin Mann, whatever he did or is doing, but it's signed in gold. That was like $2 for that, and I said, you know what, that is cool because he's featured in a Dodgers uniform, and a really nice signature. Again, hopefully you'll be able to see this stuff here. Just go back here. Jing Chao Wang. Not autographed. Again, a lot of these look like they're autographed and they're not. These all look like they're autographed and they are not. And I just can't remember. I think I bought some junk packs or something, or a box, and got a whole string of those. So I really wasn't looking to build a set there at all. And then I have another binder for 95 or 96 Bowman that's in a different. There's a bunch of Kobe Allers, but again, I think I picked those up at the LCS, and I just said, you know what, get them all. There's a Salomon Torres. If I just did my homework, I would just basically buy all the Bowman that they have there and then just work with it. Again, these are a lot of major leaguers here, so these are not all prospects here. There's Kirk McCaskill and stuff like that. So I tried to keep most of the prospects in here, but there's a good old Wanderer there. I don't know what ever happened to him. I know what happened to him, but I don't know if he... There's a couple other ones, you know, Braden Shipley and stuff like that. There's only a few... Oh, there's everybody's favorite Roman Quinn. Again, that was a cheap one there. It was not very expensive. I mean, I don't remember how I got that one. I probably purchased it. I only have like one or two sellers, and this is a bunch of cards here, which I was, you know, putting together. There is a Nick Aidenhart in here, and I think I have two of those here back to back there. It's not signed. That would be hundreds and hundreds of dollars if I could get that one there. Jermaine Mitchell, sorry. Has a really nice autograph there. It matches kind of the Oakland there, so I think that's a cool one. And then Sean Smith. There's one I just got recently. I wanted to show you that one there. Again, these are just, so not very many of those are autographed. I like to get the paper ones and not so much the chrome ones, because I'm kind of nervous of how the chrome might, eventually do things here. If I can show you that one here. Again, the heat, it's 92 degrees today or something crazy. There's a Steven Johnson. Again, anybody in a Dodgers uniform that's dirt cheap, I like to grab those there. Charles Frazier. And again, I like to grab the old vintage Marlins. These are I can't remember, somebody gave me that one there, but these are like certified autographs. And I don't like to do too many of those in here. Let's see if I can find that card there. And I should have put it in the, it is Ian. If I can find that card there. Ian Stifler. And that one was TTM there recently, so I think that's really cool. Not much of an autograph there, but still an autograph nonetheless, and I think that's really cool. Again, a lot of these guys I just picked up thinking, oh, I'd be able to get them, and I can't find them. It's like, well, if they're not in baseball, shouldn't they be signing? So they're getting all those theirs. And again, more here. And I think I showed all of these here, but again, a lot of these people, again, if they're in like Cubs uniforms or Tampa Bay, or I see there's a Cubs one right there, and I don't know what that one is. I can't read that one. There's another Tampa Bay one right there. And that's one that's not autographed there. Again, a lot of these people are here for a short time and then they go back to their home country. That is a cool one right there. I think that's really neat. And again, I forget who that is. That's Jake Gatewood. I don't know who Jake Gatewood is, but anyway. That's not one of my favorites, but again. And then Hutton Moyer, we saw that one, I believe. So very, very fun, cool binder. I have about 12 minutes here. There's all those chromes I showed you. And again, just a bunch of random ones here. Daz Cameron. Again, names that, it's like, where do they go? What are they doing? They might be doing stuff, but they're just not in, like, the YouTube field of vision there. That's a nice Greg Thyssen there. I think it's actually autographed there. That might be a thick card there. I'm not sure. But that's an unusual, goldish one there. Some sort of first year or something, Greg Thyssen. But you see it's right there. It's kind of a difficult to see autograph there. Brett Cardano, we saw that one, yes. So again, that is really cool. And that always has bothered me, that Samuel Sosa there. He does not know how to do cursive, so that's kind of interesting there. But anyway, that is this binder here. And I will be working to get a few more cards for this, and thank you for watching.